Well, good morning, YouTube. Just a salty medic. And we're on the road. We watch this. Hopefully the camera picks that up. It's cold outside. So we're up in Virginia, right off of Interstate 95. And we're in the town of Petersburg. And we stayed at a Harvest Host last night. A little bit different of a Harvest Host. But it's, you would think we're in an RV park. But I promise you, we're not. We have a ton of RVs, including us. And there's a bunch of slots here. Now we didn't hook up last night or anything. We didn't hook up to power or water. The reason why is this Harvest Host, they charge, and I want to say it's like $30 a night for electric and water, which is not bad in this part of the country where you could spend $50-60 a night at a campground. But what it is, it's a car and tractor museum in Pennsylvania, or Virginia. So I get confused where I'm at sometimes. I don't know why I don't go that far. But anyhow, it's a big warehouse, huge museum. And I'll show you part of the picture of it. It comes across this way and all the way down there. So that's where we stayed last night. And we're going to, they have a restaurant. And it's a non-profit. It's $15 to get in, and you can get any size rig in here. There's a, I don't know if you can see it. I'll show you this one. They got a, you see that one right there. That's a tag axle, so big diesel pusher. So you can get any rig you want in here, and it will most definitely fit. But I'm just taking Riley out for a walk this morning and getting ready to go get a cup of coffee. So it got pretty cold last night. It got down to 22 or 23 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not sure what that is Celsius, but nothing froze. The RV did great. Furnace worked. I used 20% of my lithium batteries. I will say that. I looked this morning and I'm down 20% by using the furnace. So, excuse me. I currently only have 200 amp hours. Needless to say, I want to double that. So, that would last me a lot longer. But I am starting to pick up some solar already this morning. Only about 30 watts. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I could have plugged in and, you know, paid for it, but I figured for one night, what's the point? It wasn't really much of a point in my opinion. But, yeah, very quiet. I mean, you're right off of 95. We see the cars going by. That's Interstate 95 through Petersburg. But, I'll be back in a few, show you, hopefully what the inside of this museum looks like. Alright, so I looked it up. It was 22.5 degrees Celsius last night. So it was cold. Furnace ran like, I don't know, we're thinking 5 or 6 times. Well, it's got a couple signs here. And it says, entrance to Keystone Museum and Grill. I'm going to assume it's this door here on the back. So Stephanie doesn't want to go, obviously. And I don't blame her. Not something she wants to get into. I see a sign over here. Let me see what this one says. And I'm going to go inside. I'm going to check it out. So I'm going to go get some breakfast because they do have a grill. And they supposedly got pretty decent food. Got an old car hauler and 4 cars on it outside. And we got an old bus over there. So there's also some sort of a little cart. I want to say it's like a mine cart, but I don't know. So yeah, they got some stuff outside. So I went through the side gate. I'm gonna see if I can go in through the front door here. Okay, here's the cafe. And behind me is part of the museum. I wasn't quite expecting this. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Okay, so the grill was very good. Food was reasonably priced. There was a lot of food. And she said it was slow today. Yesterday in that area, they had 11 waitresses scheduled. 9 showed up, 2 called out. So they had 9 waitresses working in that area. And there was a 30-minute wait to get food. So I was like, wow, I didn't think it would be that busy here, but apparently I'm mistaken. So let me go in here and get my ticket, and then I can go in. And they got a cool old phone booth here. And they picked up an old switchboard from somewhere. And of course they got a museum and or the gift shop. So let's go inside. Okay, this place is huge. I spoke to the lady in there when I got my ticket, and the other day they had over 100 people in here in the museum. This place is a labor of love, and it was owned by the owner of Abilene Trucking. So Dave, I know you've heard of Abilene Trucking. Well, the owner of Abilene from this part of Virginia, he made his money and he sold the company, and he wanted a place to display all of his toys. And this is what he came up with, was this building. And I think she said they had it like 12 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And they have a ton of stuff in here. A lot of tractors. I'm seeing John Deere International Harvester, some Olivers, some Masseys, some Alice Chalmers. So we're going to take a look at some of those. And the funny thing is I came across this first one, this tractor right here, and it's a Indian motorcycle tractor. Okay, I never knew Indian made tractors, but all right, we're going to take a look around for a few minutes and I'll show you some of these different tractors that they have. I do have to laugh. They have a John Deere right here in the front, and if you've seen that little kid on TikTok, that little country kid, and he said, that's a John Deere 430, and he can tell you everything about it. Cute little kid. But we're going to check out some of these tractors real quick, because some of these are pretty wild looking. Some of them I can tell you I've never seen. I mean, this one here, I ain't never seen no tractor like this. Minneapolis Modeline. I mean, that thing it's got a nice enclosed cab on it, and it's got the door in the back. I was like, man, I ain't never seen nothing like that. I would guarantee you that's probably a heater right there. But I've never seen anything like this one either, with the skirts on the fenders. I'm like, okay, well, we're going to walk around and take a look at all these tractors. So this tractor right here, you can see the steering wheel on the side. It's not on the steering column. It's a Lanz Bulldog, and what it said, it was made in Germany. To start the tractor, a bulb needs to be heated with a blowtorch and cranked with a detachable steering wheel to turn the flywheel. This fires the single-cylinder 2-stroke engine, which relies on heat rather than compression for combustion. It runs on less refined fuels such as automotive oils, cooking oils, crude oil, creosote mixed with diesel. Wow. All right. Well, that's definitely something different. That is a Lennox Kitty Track. It was made by Lincoln Steelworks in Lincoln, Nebraska. It was designed with a 6 horsepower Briggs & Stratton engine, electric start. The manual start was 450, electric was 540. 2-speed transmission, 1 forward, 1 reverse. You could put a lift type disc, a harrow tool, a rotary weed blower, and it's a tracked lawnmower for gentle care of your lawn. Never seen one. These two have a straight 6-cylinder engine in it. And look how look at the front end of this thing. Look how smooth and aerodynamic the front end is of these Graham Bradley standards. Wow, that's a that's a lot of metal, especially up on that front end. I have a whole row of old Ford tractors also. This one's got a flathead V8 in it. That's pretty. I like the colors of this one. Ford Commander 6000. Wow, that's a sharp look. That's a sharp looking tractor. And there's a smaller one over here, a Ford 4000. I know my great uncle, he had a Ford tractor. It was a small one. I'm not sure. It kind of reminds me of this 63 Ford tractor that he used to have. Everything else was a Massey Ferguson, but he had one old Ford tractor, and I don't remember what model it was, but it reminds me of this one right here. And of course we are in Virginia, which is most definitely tobacco country. Oh, they have Prince Albert in a can. Do you have Prince Albert in a can? Yeah, well, you better let him out. In case anybody ever heard that joke. But yeah, all this is tobacco related stuff. All tobacco related. In case nobody knows, my wife used to drive a tractor and cut tobacco and top it and spear it. Yeah, so she used to do all this tobacco work. And here's some tobacco right there hung up. So yeah, tobacco is definitely king in Virginia. Look at the size of that Massey Ferguson. That thing's got ribbons on it, like it's won awards. Wow, that's a pretty tractor. I got some Internationals over here and some Olivers. Now look at how sleek this one is. And there's a reason for this International McCormick. It's an Orchard model, and it is the exhaust pipe and air intake are loaded below the tractor to prevent entanglement with tree limbs. So a lot of these are purpose built. We have a couple of rows of John Deere tractors. And needless to say, there's a lot of John Deere green over in this section of the museum. Now, I am by no means a farmer, but these narrow front wheels on the front of the tractors, and then this one here has just got a single wheel on the front of the tractor for getting between your rows of crops. I know my Uncle Joe had one, and it had the 2 tires like that, and he didn't like that tractor. He always felt like it was going to tip over, because if you know anything about the state of Pennsylvania, the whole state is on a mountain, and of course his farm was on a mountain, and yeah, you get on the side of a hill, you're kind of going sideways, and you have you know, that single wheel on the front instead of having, you know, them spread out for stability. So yeah, I don't think he ever liked that tractor much. At least he said he didn't like that tractor very much. Well, over here in this area, we have a ton of old soda bottles and some trucks. Obviously we would have trucks since the man who ran this place was a trucker. So I'm gonna take a look at some of these. I got a couple of Texaco gas pumps over here, along with a John Deere snowblower. Over in here, they actually have a shop in here. Batteries, got a lift. So we're still doing work in here. And they have a old cigarette machine. And of course they have a scale you can check your weight. So it's actually the bathroom, but it looks like a Gulf gas station. It's pretty neat. The lady at the desk said all these toys up here were hand built by a guy. They were the only museum that would take them because they wanted to keep the collection together after the man had died. Here's all the Pepsi products. So if you haven't seen my video from the birthplace of Pepsi in New Bern, North Carolina, go back and watch that video and you can see where the birthplace of Pepsi Cola happened. It's got a cash register. It's got one of the sharpening stones. He's even got a whole bunch of chainsaws. So they have some hand tools back here and everything. And then they have this is in memory. In memory, I guess, of different people. This guy here, he had a Abilene Motor Express, and maybe he was a driver for him. A bunch of trophies, I guess, from all the tractor shows they had went to. You got a bunch of collection of drop lights. That's pretty cool. And they got old oil cans over here. And they got some Kendall and Wolf's Head gas cans. And then in here, they actually have a little shop. So, okay, now it's kind of hitting close to home here. I had one of these at Votech. Yes, this exact machine, the VAT40, for checking your volts and amps on a battery. And yeah, you can check your alternator with it. Yeah, I used that. I used that at Votech. And this over here, that's a headlight aimer. And I think we had something very similar to that. And they also got an old parts washer over here. There's a bunch of spark plugs. Here's a shoebox Ford and some old creepers. I think that one there on the end here, I think my dad had a creeper very similar to that. He's got a couple of barber's chairs, and you can even get a shoe shine. All right, now this definitely has caught my attention. This is really pretty. I like this. Look at this. Oh, he's got a CJ7. Oh, yeah, that's pretty. He's got a beautiful CJ7. Oh, it's an automatic too. Oh, I like it. Oh yeah, look at that. Does that say 66,000 miles? It's got the padded dash. Got the carpet. Now what's a little strange? What's a little strange is the automatics were usually quadra-tracks. This one actually has a manual transfer case. So that's a little different to have a manual transfer case with an automatic. And it says the tags said February of 1985. Okay, now we're at another part. We're getting into the cars and the fire engines. So here's some of the fire apparatus. I see a Bronco down there. I see a Jeep Commando. And some more cars. Oh, look at that. Alright, let's go take a look at these. Okay, that's a little unusual. That's from Baltimore. That's floodlight number 2. Check that out. There it is. It's actually in down there. Light plant truck. Okay. The 1948 Mack. Huh. From Baltimore. 1935 Ford Fire Chief car. That's really nice. A 67 Jeepster. Oh, those are cool. And a beautiful 74 Bronco. Wow, that's pretty. Nice looking Bronco. There's a 67 DeVille, and it was used in the movie Get On Up, which was in 2014 a biography about James Brown, and this car was used in the film. 1961 Corvair. That's neat. Somebody's got a nice looking Indian, that's for sure. They got a Texaco truck over here. We got a few more over on this side, pickup trucks. We got a AC Cobra over here. Alright, let's go take a look down this road. So here's a collection from Norman Boswell, motorbike collection. So he's got all these little scooters here.
Okay. Alright, so that's the...
A lot of them, he's got them painted up like Harley Davidsons. Little one-cylinder scooter things. Alright. Yeah, I'd probably ride one of those. That's pretty cool. 65 Mercury pickup truck. Then they have this 57 International from rescue services from the old civil defense days during the Cold War. That's a pretty neat truck. Now we're in here where the big trucks are. Oh, this one's a yellow transit freight truck. Well, they went out of business in a hurry. Left a bunch of people kind of screwed over when they shut the doors on them, but anyhow, City of Cleveland crash truck. Wow. I got a few more over here. Oh, let's go check these out. Big Holmes 850. Big wrecker. City of Cleveland. Huh, there's an original picture of it there too. Wow, that's pretty neat. I like these old Coke machines. I guess this is the overflow area for tractors, because he's got some more tractors up here. Got some big ones too. A few more tow trucks. One's an auto car. This one here is a GMC. Man, that's a big one. That's pretty neat. And he's got this one over here. Coca-Cola. Northern Neck Bottle Company, Montrose, Virginia. Huh. Home of Northern Neck Ginger Ale. I wonder if they just... I guess they just stacked them up there and made deliveries. I do remember these. When you turn your bottles in, you could just stack your empties in there. And they have another token machine where you can get your 7-Up. They kind of slide them through, and then you just kind of pop each one up after you pay for it. Here's a Royal Crown Cola truck. They got RC Cola and they got Knee High in there. Wow, that's neat. Delivery truck. There's a bread truck. Huh. Helms Bakeries. They keep all the bread in the back for doing deliveries of bread. Well, that's neat. Never seen that before. Here's a dairy truck. I see a milk jug in the back. Back here in this corner is a milk jug. Wow. Hills Brothers Coffee. A couple more big trucks up here. Got a big Dodge here. Another Dodge. Old Power Wagon. And some gray Dodges. And some more specialty delivery trucks. Huh. Okay, now this is a little different. I didn't think I'd see this here. This was, these are beds or racks from troop ships, okay? And of course, when troops get bored, they're gonna doodle on the canvas of the racks. There's 554th Engineers, B Troop, 2nd of the 1st Cav, Gatesville, Texas. And then there's another section over here. Darlene, My Love, 1967. And then this talks about the troop ships. And on this side, there's some more graffiti. St. Charles, Missouri, it says up on there. And then, all this is original. Wow. And then this guy here wrote Falls Church, Virginia. Okay, so he had some, picked up some of this canvas that they were heading over to overseas for different wars. I believe most of this looks like it was Vietnam era, so troop ships or whatever. I guess they're stationed out on the ships. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting. Some of this is from World War II also, and Korea, according to what the sign says. This is a 1962 International Navajo, line of the blue-eyed Indian. It says it's a sleeper cab, 450 6-cylinder, 5-speed overdrive, and a 2-speed axle. I guess they're saying that's a sleeper. Let me zoom in a little bit. I'm not sure who's going to sleep up there, but I guess somebody can sleep up there. I don't think I would fit very well. Okay, I'm not sure what this is. It says Thermos, the bottle. So I think it's a representation of a thermos. Okay. There's a little bike back there too. You see a little bike back there? Okay. Look at the solid rubber tires on this delivery vehicle. They also have a big tractor trailer over here overnight. I remember seeing these actually on the road, that company anyhow. And they have a whole bunch of old, I guess, farm and delivery type vehicles down the line. Wow, we got a bunch of them. We got some dump trucks down here at the end. That's a nice looking dump truck. It says it's a Chevrolet, got a 427 in it. And they got a auto car over here. But this old Chevrolet actually has Maryland tags on it. 1972 C60. Largest medium dump truck that Chevy produced. That's got a 427 in it. Wow, that's a nice looking dump truck. And here's something about this dump truck when I talk about they were powered by the 366 and the 427 V8 engines. These motors differed from the ones found in cars at the time. The main difference was that the truck engines were tall deck engines, meaning the block deck height was higher, so taller pistons with 4 rings could be used. This improved durability at the constant high loads that the trucks would be carrying. Huh. Okay, so when they talk about a tall deck, there you go, tall deck, and they just add another ring in there, if you know anything about engines. But yeah, that's what the tall deck is. There's a Abilene Motor Express. So, hey Dave, look at that. Payne Trucking, Fredericksburg, Virginia. What do you know about Payne Trucking, Dave? I think you worked there for a while. Anyhow, we're going to head over to this next room over here. And I got a bunch more big trucks back here. So let's go see what else they got. And they got some big ones. Oh cow, look at that. They got phonographs back there on the back wall. And a ton of big trucks. Oh look, they got a big Cabover Freightliner. Alright, well let's go check these out. Okay, now you have to think back. This is the NBC chimes. And if you remember NBC, it was bong, bong, bong. And I remember that was their, well, that's what they used to make the noise. The device is an early version of the NBC chimes. It was used in productions originating from the NBC affiliate station in Tennessee. So apparently it was actually used and actually made the NBC chimes. All right, pretty neat. That's a bus, but it was converted into a motorhome somewhere along the line. I'll have to read it, but yeah, that's pretty neat. It you can see inside, hopefully. See, it might have been, it was converted into a motorhome. It manufacturer, the Fixable Company, is a manufacturer of motorcycle sidecars. In 24, it made its first bus for the next 72 years. Fixable was a builder of inner city and urban transit buses. They went bankrupt in 1996. It was the largest builder of transit buses in the U.S. The Starliner was the last Clipper-style bus that the Fixable released. Early Starliners, the first 100 produced, had a window midway back on the roof which separated the Starliner from other Fixable models. It used to have originally it had a 471 Detroit in it and had a 4850 Spicer's 5-speed transmission with an overdrive. It was originally purchased by the Union Pacific Railroad Company in '57 and delivered to Sun Valley, Idaho. The bus was converted to a motorhome in the early 2000s and has an 8.3-liter Cummins and Allison 6-speed automatic. The restoration was nearing completion when 9/11 occurred. The red, white, and blue paint scheme was added to the project as a tribute to America, as a reminder of the first responders that lost their lives saving others. Wow. Okay. So that's why they painted it red, white, and blue. That thing is sharp looking. That's really neat. I like that. Look at this. This is a Diamond Rio, and it's a camper. Okay, and it's a camper. Let's take a look inside, maybe. Okay. Yeah, it's got air conditioning up there. So yeah, it's an unusual camper, but yeah, it's a camper, and completely new concept for the sports and vacation-minded business or farm operator. Oh, it looks like it comes off. Yeah, you can take it off, and then you can put a box on it for work. And there's the inside of the camper. Huh. I never seen that. That's pretty neat, actually. I mean, you can use it every day to work, but then if you want to go on vacation, take the box off and put the camper on there. Wow, that's pretty smart. I like that. Never seen that before. There's another little Model T camper. There's a 37 Chevrolet camper. Look at this. Look at this Kenworth. Man, that's a pretty looking cab over. Nice looking Kenworth. 1986 Kenworth. Oh, yeah, that's definitely nice looking. And a couple more Kenworths down here. So, here's a Marmon cab over. That's a 1975. And here's another Freightliner cab over. 1985 Freightliner cab over. The cab overs look neat, but they say they ride horrible. There was a reason that they started making cab overs, and now they don't. They went back to, you know, the conventional cab with the long front end on it. I can't remember what the reason was, but there was a reason. So if somebody knows, put it down in the comments. This is a Abilene truck, and it's a 1995 Peterbilt. Huh. This is a 377. It's got a 60 series Detroit and an Eaton full of Super 18 transmission. Yeah, I remember seeing these run around on the interstates. Logging truck and a few more Mack trucks over here. You know, the one thing I didn't see in here, which I'm kind of surprised, is there was no collection of CB radios. So I was kind of surprised. Being a trucking company, and especially, you know, the owner being a truck driver and having all these trucks in here, there's no collection of CB radios. Like, of all things, no CBs. So, all right, well, I guess we'll finish looking through the museum, see if there's anything I missed. What you boys doing over there? Looks like got a little moonshine operation. Uh-oh. Looks like this moonshiner got busted by the Virginia State Police. Look, he's got the moonshine right there on the ground. Can't be moonshining. Somebody's going to jail for that. All right, well, this is the bathroom. They actually have showers in here. All right, now I'm gonna send this video over to Ronnie Scott, and I know he likes tractors, but I remember these too when we worked at Dodge. They even have little sinks. You step on the bar at the bottom, and it sprays the water out right in this area. Sprays the water out, and yeah, so you don't have to touch it to wash your hands, especially when you're all greasy from working on cars all day. So they even have nostalgic stuff in the bathroom, and I did check to make sure there was nobody in here. And as every good place has, it's got a gift shop. So if you're looking for anything, you might be able to find it in here. We got a thing for Minneapolis Moline or Case or Oliver or Ford tractors or John Deere, some toys, tons of t-shirts. So we'll take a look around the gift shop real quick, and then I think we'll be getting out of here. All right. Well, if you're heading north or south on 95 around the Richmond area, stop in. Keystone Truck and Tractor Museum. Can't miss it. Right off the interstate. And if you're a Harvest host, you got to call ahead and they book up. So if you're a Harvest host, you can get yourself a spot for the night right out back. $15 to get in. Great food. Definitely well worth it. So if you're coming by, check it out. Hey, thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe.